Montenegro is the sea, great beaches, mountains and numerous monuments. If you add favorable holiday atmosphere and excellent cuisine to it, you will find out it is a real tourist paradise. Find out what you can see and visit in Montenegro. Montenegro is a small Balkan country located between Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Kosovo and Albania. From the west, the country borders the Adriatic Sea. Montenegro was established as an independent state relatively recently, that is in 2006, after the collapse of Serbia and Montenegro. However, its history is much longer and reaches deep into antiquity. The Illyrians lived in this area already at the end of the Bronze Age. Then the Celts and the Romans came here. When the Roman Empire was divided, today's Montenegro fell to Byzantium. In the 6th century, the Slavs, who quickly established their own state dependent on Byzantium, settled in these areas. This small Slavic enclave existed even at the times when the Ottoman Empire ruled in the Balkans. At the end of the 18th century, Montenegro not only became independent from Turkey, but also expanded its territory. For many years, Montenegro was part of Yugoslavia, and after its dissolution it formed the Union Republic of Yugoslavia together with Serbia. In 2006, as the result of the independence referendum, an independent Montenegro state was created. What can you do in Montenegro while on vacation? Great mountains offer the possibility of interesting hikes. There are both great monuments and real wonders of nature here. You can also choose beautiful sandy and rocky beaches, definitely less crowded than those in Croatia. One of the most interesting beaches is the Great Beach near Alcinja, close to the border with Albania. If it gets too crowded, there is also Little Beach and a few others nearby. Cult beaches are also located in the vicinity of Bar and Budva. The latter town is a recognized resort and can also be a good starting point for hiking around Montenegro. You don't have to take notes. We have included all the practical info in the description below the video. That's where you can also find links with accommodation, tickets to attractions and tips on how to pay abroad so as not to overpay on currency conversions. Start exploring Montenegro from the Bay of Kotor, which is often called the Mediterranean Fjord. In fact, it has little to do with the fjords, although it slightly resembles them. The bay that took over former river valley is really impressive. Surrounded by high Dinaric Mountains, it tears deep inland. The trip around the bay is made even more attractive by 9 islands and old historic towns. The most interesting are Kotor, Herceg-Novi, Perast and Rizan. In Kotor you have to visit the city walls from which you can admire a beautiful view of the city, the bay and charming old town. During the trip, you can rest in one of the numerous cafes or pubs. Herceg-Novi delights with its old town located on a hill, decorated with numerous flowers in summer. There are also 3 fortresses here. One of the biggest attractions of Montenegro is Lake Skadar. It is the largest lake in the Balkans, located on the border of Montenegro and Albania. The lake is extremely charming with numerous islands, but it is primarily the kingdom of birds. You can meet almost half of the bird species found in Europe here. The pelicans are of course the biggest attraction for tourists. The best way to explore the lake is by boat or canoe. This way you can also get a better view at the monasteries and churches located on some of the islands. The second water attraction is rafting. The best place for this activity is the Tara River Canyon, located in the Dinaric Mountains. The canyon is 93 kilometers long and the walls are 1,300 meters high in some places. Apart from rafting, there are also impressive zip lines. You can also admire the canyon from the road that stretches along the gorge. Pay attention to the Đurđević Bridge, which is over 170 meters high. Dinaric, almost entirely protected as a national park, also offers beautiful views, various cycling and hiking routes. One of the most beautiful mountain lakes, the Black Lake, will delight you there. From Skadar Lake it is worth going to Cetinje, the former capital of Montenegro. Today it is a quiet, charming city that is often skipped by tourists. You will see here, among others, the court of Lord Peter II Petrovicniego, a historic monastery and many other interesting buildings. From this town, it is close to the Lipa Cave, the only cave in Montenegro available for tourists. You will be delighted by its rich dripstone form and numerous underground lakes. Perhaps more caves will appear on the tourist map soon, because there are a lot of them in this country. You can also admire other karst forms. Cetinje is also a great starting point to the nearby Lovćen Mountains, which is another national park that protects unique nature. You can admire it while wandering along the hiking trails. You can also get to one of the most popular peaks, Jezerski Rik, by car. At the top there is the mausoleum of the aforementioned ruler, but the real magnet are the magnificent panoramas. From Cetinje you can go to Budva, which is one of the most beautiful towns in Montenegro with a beautiful old town. Its history is very long, dating back to ancient Greece. However, narrow streets, atmospheric tenement houses, defensive walls and a medieval citadel are only one face of Budva. In Budva you can also count on night parties, luxurious hotels and lots of tourists. Budva is a resort eagerly visited by people looking for entertainment and fun. There are also many interesting places near Budva. The most interesting of them is the unique Ostrog Monastery. This complex consists of several parts. The upper, older Orthodox church was carved in the rock already in the 17th century. Currently, it is the main spiritual center of the Serbian Orthodox Church. It is often visited by tourists and pilgrims. From Budva, you can sail to one of the surrounding islands, the most famous of which is Sveti Stefan. However, not everyone can get there as it is a private island. But you can explore the island of St. Nicholas without any problems. Water taxis go there, and the island, covered with forests and numerous beaches, encourages you to stroll and relax on the seashore. Although most of Montenegro is covered with different mountain ranges, the wildest and probably the most interesting mountains are located in the eastern part of the country. These are the Bjelašnica, Kamuvi and Prokaltij ranges. These beautiful ranges are the highest mountains in the country. Nature is just fabulous here. Try trekking in one of the ranges. Prokaltij or Kursed mountains are really interesting. Rarely visited by tourists, they have well-marked hiking trails. You can wander them without the crowds of tourists admiring the unique flora and fauna, as well as extraordinary views. It is also a very interesting karst area with still unexplored caves. In Prokaltij you can also climb the highest peak in Montenegro, that is, Zele Kolada, which rises to a height of 2,534 meters above sea level. The Bjelašnica mountains are of a slightly different character. Largely shaped by volcanic eruptions, today they are covered with primevale forest, one of 3 in Europe. There are many charming towns at their foot that are excellent starting points for numerous routes. Kamuvi is a high range which also has interesting trails. Some of them will lead you on gentle routes. However, to climb some peaks you not only need to be in a good shape, but also have some mountain skills as the routes are quite steep. The coast of Montenegro has a typical Mediterranean climate. The mountainous interior, on the other hand, has a more continental climate, with cold winters. If you want to explore the coast, it's best to go there in spring or fall, as there will be no tiring heat then. The best time for sunbathing though is, of course, summer. If you are planning to hike a lot in the mountains, especially the high ones, you should rather go there in the summertime. The weather is much better then and the vegetation is in full bloom. Or maybe you want to try out skiing. More and more skiers are choosing Montenegro to go crazy on snow. The conditions are very good here, and there are more and more slopes. If you're already planning your trip, you can find accommodation and tickets to attractions on the spot in the links under the video description. You can also order a card for cheap payments abroad the same way. Press the bell and subscribe to our channel if you want to receive notifications about new episodes. Have a nice trip.